We're here today talking with Lois Goudeau about her book, Take a Deep Breath, Relax, because you got this. Lois, thank you so much for joining us. Why don't we
You're
just
welcome.
start by you sharing a little bit about your book?
Okay, so thank you, Scott, for having me here. And so my book is, I'd like to call it multifunctional because it offers not only the practical advice and insights on how to navigate the unique challenges of blending a family, but it has a piece that's a journaling piece. And I know a lot of books out there, you buy the one book and then you have to buy the other book. But
Mhm.
this one, it has both of them connected to it because I feel as a therapist, because I'm also a therapist, I feel that journaling is also another piece of connecting to what you've learned or what you have saw or what you have been taught. And so in the blended family, there's a lot of challenges. So in my book, I talk about some of those biggest challenges. And then after reading about them, you can also journal them. I have like journal prompts that's going to help support you as you clarify your thoughts and your feelings and your behavior as you blend your family. So it's a multifunctional book and I'm really proud of it. And a lot of feedback that I've gotten from the book, because this is a second edition, because I did a first edition a year ago, but then I revised it and added a couple of chapters. And everyone was like, well, Lois, why didn't you make the book longer? And so I added a few more chapters because it's an easy read. It's not a thick novel reading book, but it's really easy to read. And so I'm really proud of it.
Well, that's a good sign if people are asking you for more. That means
Mm-hmm.
they've enjoyed it. And I remember somebody telling me early on in life, if you don't write it down, you don't remember it. And so I
Yeah.
love the piece of journaling with it. So where did the inspiration or what was the process like for you of writing this book and how did that all come together?
Okay, so initially I never thought of putting my life out there or, sharing it with the world. Like I said, I'm a therapist, and one of the things that I found out in my therapy sessions is that a lot of people had issues in blending a family. And so I found out that they were just like me. So like so many people, when you have a child either within a marriage or in a relationship, you think you're building something with someone. And then when it doesn't work out, you're left with this, okay, how do I do this now with this blended family? I have a child and most people want to continue in a relationship. And so now they're in a blended family and you don't know how to navigate this. I didn't know how to navigate this. But one thing I thought about is that when I got ready to have my children, I researched that. I figured out what did I need to do. Even when I bought my first house, I researched it. And even for a lot of men, they research when they're getting ready to buy a car. But you don't really research about a blended family. You just automatically think I can do this, whether you think it's going to be like the first marriage or if in my case I love this person, everything's going to work out. But you don't realize that blending a family is such a unique different journey. And so I wrote the book to help people like me that didn't understand that this is a unique journey and you really need to understand all of the ins and outs and how it impacts you emotionally and how parenting styles are different and how bonding is different and all of these things that are involved. You really don't know that. So I wrote that for people to give them my experience and also to help them on this blended family.
So it's kind of a twofold inspiration, your own personal journey, but then
Yes,
also just things that you've seen your clients deal with as well.
yes, yes.
So before we end today, anything else you would want to share with our audience about you, your work, or your book?
I do. And as I was saying that, after I got out of my relationship, me and my husband divorced, and I started looking for ways that I could, get some insight on this blended family. And so when I decided to get into my second relationship, you know how you do premarital counseling? There wasn't a lot of blended family resources. Whether you're in church doing premarital, they talk about just marriage. They don't talk about blended family in a marriage. And whether you go to the secular, to the counselors, they really didn't talk about blended family resources. And so my book is a very good resource for if you're doing blended family, any type of counseling, you could use that. And also for people that are just getting into it or just thinking about getting into a relationship, this is a very good resource. So you to know what you're getting into. So you won't go into it like a lot of people being blindsided, not knowing what to expect. So this is a really good resource. And not just because I wrote it, because like I said before, I thought about what would have helped me. And a book like this would have really helped me when I started my blended family. I also do coaching, blended family coaching. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can contact me at askcoachlois@gmail.com. And also in the book, I have where you can also contact me about coaching services.
No, that's great. I think it is so true. You've not only written it, but you've lived it and you're sharing those
Yes.
experiences. You can grab a copy of Lois's book. It's available online through Amazon, through Barnes and Noble. It's available as a Kindle version as well, an ebook through the Books app on iTunes. But again, thank you so much for joining us and sharing with us, Lois.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, have a great day.
You too.